joining us tonight to look at this and, of course, share more light and what basketball holds in Nigeria. Is a basketball stakeholder and also proprietor of Comment. Ayodele Bakare joins us tonight. Ayodele Bakare, thank you very much for joining. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
All right, Ayodele, I'm sure you knew about the gathering in Lagos over the weekend, and you've just seen and also heard what Kida had to say about the present tenure of the Basketball Federation. I also understand that there's been talks about the tenure being expired. Can you share more light? Is Kida still the recognized president of the Nigeria Basketball Federation? Is his tenure still active as the president of the federation?
Thank you very much, sir. I will put everything in a few words for you, as briefly yet explicitly as possible. There are only three things you need to know to determine whether Kida is still the president of the NBBF as of today or not. Only three simple things. All, as he has put it in the law, the Constitution. There is a Constitution guiding the activities of the NBBF. FIBA approved, NSC sanctioned, NOC approved. Article 21.8 of that NBBF Constitution states, inter alia, and I quote, members of the board of the NBBF shall be elected to a term of office of 4 years and may be eligible for re-election irrespective of membership status in the zones that the member was elected in the first term. The term of 4 years shall commence the day after the elective Congress. In the case of the Kida board, the last elective Congress at which this current NBBF board was elected was January 31st, 2022, thereby making the commencement date of their tenure February 1st, 2022, and the expiry of that tenure January 31st, 2026, as provided for in the Constitution. Second point you need to know, Article 2310 of the same NBBF Constitution states, inter alia, and I quote, the term of office of the President, Vice President, and other elected board members of the Congress shall begin as soon as they are sworn in. Point number 3. It does not say as soon as they are inaugurated. It does not say as soon as they think they have started work. It says as soon as they are sworn in. Point number 3, I want you to note. When were the members of the current NBBF board sworn in? Please refer to the minutes of the elective Congress of the Nigerian Basketball Federation held on January 31st, 2022 at the Royal Mabu Hotel, Benin, Edo State. Paragraph 19 confirms that all the elected members took their oath of office and were duly sworn in at that elective Congress. I like to quote, and I quote, the members of the new board took an oath of office administered by a certified legal practitioner, Barrister CEO Enegbedion Esquire and Co. of Enegbedion's Chambers, 38 Wire Road, Benin. Thus, indisputably marking the commencement of their tenure as 1st February 2022 and its expiry as 31st. Every argument about the 2026 NBBF board elections is firmly and resolutely settled by the above three salient facts. And that is the basis of everything, unless you want to step outside the Constitution. Of course, the arguments that there was some arrangement or thing which disturbed them from performing. I don't have anything on record from that board complaining to FIBA or anybody that they were never allowed to perform. On the contrary, I have letters from the president himself directing board meeting, and I quote him again here, insisting that inauguration was ceremonial and that the Constitution says they have started work immediately on the 1st of February. It is in black and white. I also have many letters going back and forth between the president and the NBBF board, clearly showing that correspondence and activities were going on. There are records of board meetings transpiring within that same period that they are claiming they did not work. The national teams participated in international tournaments which required them to originate. So there is no truth in this argument about the tenure is ambiguous. It is not. We are just playing mischief to try to bring interpretations that don't exist. The Constitution is in writing, is in black and white, is available publicly.
All right, Ayode Bakare would take a pause now and go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. All right, welcome back to Game On. We're talking about the Nigerian Basketball Federation crisis at the moment. And we've been speaking with a basketball stakeholder. Coach Ayode Bakare is a popular man when it comes to basketball in Nigeria, former coach of the Tigers. And Coach Ayode Bakare, you were talking about the three things and points surrounding this issue. But I believe Onyechi Wachuku has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach Bakare, it's nice seeing you again. I remember watching your team, Bukomets, during those days when the basketball league was very strong at the indoor sports hall of the National Stadium. So my question is this. You have read out the Constitution. It's written in black and white, not in hieroglyphics, not in Egyptian ancient handwriting. Everybody can even be interpreted into different Nigerian languages. So what is really the bone of contention here? If the Constitution is very clear, so what is the issue? Why are the board members divided on it, and why are they not putting the interests of the players first? I don't want to go into what has happened in the past 4 years, why we don't have a league. So many things have happened. So what is really the bone of contention that these issues cannot be resolved for the interests of the basketball players?
Well, to get an accurate answer to that, sir, and thank you for your compliments about when the Nigerian Basketball League was strong. Your opening statement buttresses what we are here arguing about, which is that the league is no longer the league. Nigerian basketball is no longer Nigerian basketball. And we're not quarreling about that. We all have different levels and standards of performance. The performance of anybody on any board cannot be the same. All we are saying is you have done your bit. According to Constitution, you should now step aside and allow somebody else to try to run. We're not even probing the misadventures of the past. We're not proving the inefficiencies of the past. We're just saying, look, you've run your course. Why are you still there? Let somebody else come in. Let proper elections take place. The house is not divided. That is the impression that the NBBF board, our NBBF board, want to create. As if there's a batch or a group of miscreants somewhere who are orchestrating turmoil within the federation. No, it's a handful of 4 or 5 people who are determined to cling on to illegitimacy and continue to run the federation. The question you have asked me is the question we have asked them. What are you staying for? It's clear you should be gone. Just organize the Congress. Let's have the election. Some of you are free to contest again. Contest, and if you win, come back there again and misrule for another few years. But go. Let the proper things be done. But it's not a lot. Even the press conference that he held a day ago on Sunday, and how can a board whose term has clearly expired call a board meeting? A board that was begged and pressured for 4 years to hold a Congress and a board meeting, they did not do it. Then they wait until their term expires, and they say, Sunday, let us meet at the boat club. We are going to have a board meeting. Of course, the majority of board members said no. There were only 5 members there out of 14. That by itself speaks volumes. So there is no division in the house. You cannot say because somebody is cantankerous and wants to hold on to power by force, because a junta is trying to manipulate the docility of the NSC and the NOC. I'm sorry to bring them into the argument, but they are docile, beyond explanation. Beyond explanation. So because 4 or 5 people want to exploit that, and this is public television, I know the reasons, the stakeholders know the reasons why we are in this situation, but we don't want to talk because then we'll scare away sponsors, scare away people again. So we'll keep quiet and pretend that we don't all know why 5 out of 14 people are insisting, despite all the evidence, that their tenure is not up.
All right.
And why the NSC is quiet.
All right, Coach Ayodele Bakare, time is not our friend at the moment, but you've been able to establish, what the bone of contention is, and the fact that, according to you, there's no division. It's just saying the right thing should be done. We wait to see what happens in the coming days, hoping the NSC also wades in at some point in time. But at the moment, it's just hoping for the best in the Nigerian Basketball Federation. I want to say thank you for your time. We hope to have you again to talk more about basketball and its development in Nigeria. Okay,
President Kida refers to FIBA as being the one we are waiting for. The last time we waited for FIBA was during the contention between President Kida and Tijani Umar. That took us 2 years and another 3 years plus in court. So President Kida needs to buy time. That's why he's saying Kida. As far as Kida is concerned and FIBA is concerned, this is an internal matter.
Absolutely.
As far as they are concerned. Well, there is a method to the madness of saying we are all waiting for FIBA. They know that prolongs for another year or 2. So the people that should get up now, write to FIBA and say to FIBA, look, we have big problem. Our president has refused to go. What do we do? In the case of the Niger Federation, the antecedents, precedents. In the case of the Niger Federation, FIBA wrote back and said, NSC conduct the elections. So we are not in a problem without a solution. All parties that should provide a solution are just shying away from it. Thank you for the added time you gave me.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for your time. That was Coach Ayodele Bakare talking to us about the current issues surrounding the Nigerian Basketball Federation.